I always thought betrayal was something that happened to other people in other marriages. Not mine. My wife Emily and I had been together for nearly a decade, and through all the ups and downs, I never doubted her loyalty. If you had asked me a few months ago whether she would ever cheat, I would have laughed in your face. That was before the night everything fell apart. The night I walked into a party and caught my wife wrapped around another man like I didn't exist. And let me tell you, what happened next was pure chaos. Before I dive into the most explosive night of my life, hit that subscribe button. This story is packed with betrayal, raw emotions, and ending no one saw coming. You won't want to miss a second of it. Emily and I had what most people would call a great marriage. We met in college, dated for a few years, and eventually got married in a beautiful ceremony with all our friends and family. She was my best friend, my partner in crime, the person I built my future with. We had a house, stable jobs, and even started talking about having kids. Life was good, but looking back, I see now that the cracks have been forming for a while. Emily had always been social, far more than me. She loved going out, meeting new people, and throwing parties. I was the opposite. I preferred a quiet night at home with a good movie or working on my projects. I never minded her having fun with friends, but lately something had changed. She started staying out later, coming home smelling like unfamiliar cologne, laughing a little too much at her phone. When I asked about it, she'd brush it off. Just work friends, she'd say. You're being paranoid, babe. I wanted to believe her. I really did. Then came the party. It was a Saturday night, and Emily had been talking about a friend's house party all week. She kept pushing me to come, but I wasn't in the mood. I had a long week at work and just wanted to relax. Come on, she pleaded. It'll be fun. You never go out anymore. I sighed. Maybe next time. You go have fun. She pouted for a second but then shrugged it off, kissing me on the cheek before heading out in a tight black dress I had never seen before. That should have been my first red flag. A couple of hours later, I was scrolling through my phone when my buddy Jake texted me. Jake, hey man, are you at this party? Me, nah, just chilling at home. Why? Jake, I think you should come here. I frowned. Me, why? Jake, dude, I don't want to be the one to tell you this, but I just saw Emily in the backyard, and she's all over some guy. It's bad, bro. My heart stopped. I read the message 3 times, hoping I was misunderstanding it. Then Jake sent a picture. There she was, my wife, my loyal wife, sitting on some guy's lap, laughing like she didn't have a husband at home. His hands were on her waist, her arms around his neck. The room started spinning. My stomach twisted in ways I had never felt before. For a moment, I sat frozen, my brain refusing to process what I was looking at. Then, without thinking, I grabbed my car keys and drove straight to the party. The house was packed. Music was blasting. People were dancing, and no one seemed to notice me as I pushed through the crowd, searching for the backyard. My heart was pounding in my chest like a war drum. Then I saw her, Emily, still on that guy's lap, still touching him like I was nothing. I felt a heat rise in my chest, a mix of rage and heartbreak that threatened to explode. But instead of making a scene right away, I took a deep breath and walked up to them calmly. Her laughter died the second she saw me. The color drained from her face. Hey, babe, I said, my voice eerily steady. Having fun. The guy, some slick-looking dude with a cocky smirk, looked between us, suddenly realizing who I was. He shifted uncomfortably. Bro, I didn't know she was married. I ignored him. My eyes were locked on Emily. She opened her mouth to speak, but no words came out. What's wrong? I asked, tilting my head. Don't stop on my account. You looked like you were having a great time. People around us started noticing the tension. The music felt distant, like background noise to the wreckage unfolding in front of me. Finally, Emily stood up, reaching for me. Mike, I can explain. I stepped back. Explain what? I gestured to the guy. That you forgot you were married? That you thought I'd never find out? She looked around, realizing how many eyes were on us now. Please, not here. Let's talk at home. I let out a short, bitter laugh. Now you want privacy? You didn't seem to care about that. when you were shoving your tongue down some guy's throat. The guy raised his hands. Look, man, I really didn't know. I turned to him and said, "You can have her." Then I walked away. Emily chased me out of the house, her heels clicking against the pavement. "Mike, wait, please." I swear it was what it looked like. I stopped and turned to her, my anger boiling over. It wasn't what it looked like. I pulled out my phone and showed her the picture, then explained this. Her lip trembled. I was drunk. I wasn't thinking. It was a mistake. I shook my head. "No, Emily, a mistake is forgetting to take out the trash. This was a choice." She burst into tears, begging for forgiveness, but I wasn't having it. I got in my car and drove home, leaving her standing there. By the time she got home, I had already started packing. "Mike, please," she sobbed. "Don't do this." But I was done. I told her I'd be filing for divorce first thing in the morning, that she could go back to her party, to her new guy, to whatever life she wanted, because it wouldn't include me anymore. Her face crumpled. "But I love you." I stared at her, feeling nothing but emptiness. "No, Emily, you love attention. You love excitement. You love yourself." And with that, I walked out the door. The divorce process was messy, but I never looked back. Emily tried to win me back, but I had already moved on emotionally, mentally, and eventually physically. Now, a year later, I'm in a better place. I've learned that trust is a fragile thing, and once broken, it's nearly impossible to repair. Betrayal hurts. But do you know what hurts more? Staying in a relationship where you're not respected. If you made it this far, let this be a lesson. Never ignore the red flags. If something feels off, trust your gut. And most importantly, never settle for someone who doesn't value you. Thanks for listening to my story. If you want more raw, real-life stories like this, hit that subscribe button. Life is messy, but we can learn from each other's mistakes.